Welcome to Red White Recap. Today, we dive into the electrifying world of Venom, The Last Dance. This isn't just an action-packed film, it's a journey filled with thrilling battles and profound symbols. The menacing God figure, Knull, is central to the story, whose presence brings deeper meaning to the symbiote universe. If you haven't watched the movie yet, don't worry. We've got you covered. In this video, we'll break down the entire story for you. Make sure to stay till the end, and if you enjoy the recap, hit that like button. And don't forget to comment with words like Venom, Knull, or Venom3. The movie starts with the cleaner, where we see that inside the cleaner, there are many symbiotes. Sitting among all these symbiotes is Knull, the god of all symbiotes. However, at this moment, Knull is imprisoned because his limbs and body are bound by the symbiotes around him. He says, "I am Knull, the god of darkness, and I am the one who created the symbiote species." Knull explains that many years ago, he ruled a dark empire, but one day light came and took away his empire. Later, the symbiote children he created betrayed him, capturing him and locking him inside the cleaner. Knull reveals that to escape, he needs the Codex, as it is the key to his freedom. In this cleaner, there are also many xenophages, creatures that hunt and devour symbiotes. Surprisingly, the xenophages are not from another planet, but were created by Knull before the symbiotes. These creatures, black-like symbiotes, were loyal to Knull and not part of the rebellion that led to his imprisonment. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon if you enjoy. Knull commands his JenoPhages to spread across the universe, go to different planets, and find the Codex. Once they locate it, they are to bring it to him so he can use it to free himself and destroy the universe, recreating his dark empire. Knull opens portals, sending the xenophages to search for the Codex across the universe. The intro ends, and the story shifts to Eddie Brock, who is in the same bar he was in during Spider-Man: No Way Home. This scene is directly connected to that movie. Eddie is trying to learn about the MCU heroes and hears from the bartender that Thanos once wiped out half the universe for 5 years. Soon after, Doctor Strange casts a spell, pulling Eddie and Venom back to their universe. Eddie and Venom return to the same bar in Mexico. The bartender looks the same but has longer hair. While at the bar, Venom extends his arms to make a drink for Eddie, which surprises the bartender. Eddie notices a news report on the TV that Detective Patrick Mulligan has died, and the police suspect Eddie's involvement. Realizing the danger of returning to San Francisco, Eddie decides to head to New York to seek help from a judge involved in corrupt activities. As Eddie pays the bartender and leaves, Venom accidentally leaves a small piece of his body on the counter, similar to the piece left behind in the MCU. Outside, Eddie hears barking dogs and finds that some bad guys have trapped them in cages. Eddie and Venom decide to free the dogs, but 3 men attack Eddie. Venom emerges, frees the dogs, and kills the attackers by eating their heads. Eddie returns to human form, frees the dogs, and continues on his way. Meanwhile, a xenophage sent by Knull watches Eddie from a nearby building. At the same time, an unknown man observes Eddie through CCTV cameras and contacts General Rex, telling him it's time to capture Eddie. General Rex enters the bar, speaks with the bartender, and notices the small piece of venom left behind. Rex knocks the bartender out and takes him away. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. The scene shifts to Area 51, where Dr. Payne, a scientist, is studying alien life forms, including symbiotes captured on Earth. General Rex meets her and gives her the small piece of Venom's body for analysis. In another room, they find Detective Patrick Mulligan alive. It's revealed that Mulligan was resurrected by bonding with a symbiote, hinting that symbiotes can revive their hosts. Mulligan's symbiote warns Dr. Payne and General Rex of a great danger, Knull. It reveals that Knull, the god of darkness, created both symbiotes and xenophages, and now seeks the Codex to escape his imprisonment and exact revenge. Back to Eddie, who is flying to New York. On the ground, Eddie asks Venom about the creature. Venom explains that it was a xenophage sent by Knull to retrieve the codex. Venom tells Eddie about Knull, the god who created both symbiotes and xenophages, and reveals that symbiotes can bring back their hosts to life. This process generates the codex, an energy connection that Knull needs to escape. Eddie realizes he carries the codex because Venom once revived him, referencing events from the first Venom movie. Hit the subscribe button press. The bill icon. Venom explains that the codex is detectable only when Eddie fully transforms into Venom. When this happens, the codex glows, drawing the xenophages to them. Now Eddie and Venom must evade their hunters while grappling with the immense threat Knull poses to the universe. Moving forward, Eddie and Venom come across a horse, and they decide that Venom will bond with the horse so it can quickly help Eddie escape. Venom bonds with the horse and tries his best to save Eddie. Along the way, he also bonds with a frog and a fish. However, when Venom has no other option left, he properly bonds with Eddie. Just as this happens, JenoPhage tracks Venom and quickly approaches him. As soon as JenoPhage arrives, General Rex's team, scared of JenoPhage, begins firing at it. Using this opportunity, Venom quickly enters Eddie's body, allowing Eddie to escape. Eddie and Venom manage to avoid both General Rex and JenoPhage. After this, Eddie moves further into the jungle where he meets a man named Martin, who is traveling with his wife and 2 children. Martin offers Eddie food and, upon being asked, reveals that he is headed to Area 51. Martin shares his dream of seeing aliens, believing is a kind-hearted and innocent man. Eddie asks for his help, requesting Martin to drop him off in New York City. Martin agrees and drives Eddie to New York before continuing his journey to Area 51 with his family. In New York, Eddie changes his clothes to disguise himself and goes to a casino. Inside, he encounters Mrs. Chen, who is thrilled to see him and invites him to her home. Overjoyed, Mrs. Chen dances in front of Eddie and asks him to join in. Eddie refuses, but Venom, excited, transforms Eddie into Venom and starts dancing. At that moment, JenoPhage tracks Venom and arrives at the scene. To avoid detection, Venom quickly re-enters Eddie's body, causing JenoPhage to lose track of him and leave. After JenoPhage departs, General Rex and his team show up, having tracked Eddie. They knock him unconscious and use a device to extract Venom from Eddie's body, trapping the symbiote in a container. The team takes both Eddie and Venom to a lab in Area 51. When Eddie regains consciousness, he finds himself in the lab. General Rex approaches and shoots Eddie to kill him. However, Dr. Sadie, the assistant to Dr. Payne, secretly releases Venom from the container. Venom bonds with Eddie just in time, saving his life. Eddie fully transforms into Venom, and as this happens, JenoPhage storms. The military officer thanks him for saving everyone from JenoPhage. The officer drops all charges against Eddie, allowing him to live a free life. Eddie starts living normally, but misses Venom deeply. The movie ends here. Now, friends, this was the story of Venom, The Last Dance. How did you like this video? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and write Venom or Venom3 in the comments. You can also comment good or very good to let us know you liked it. That's all for today's video. I'll see you all in another amazing video soon. Until then, goodbye.